I'm Christoph Waltz, and today on CJ at the Movies, I dish on some new films, including a controversial Mexican film, a horse racing drama starring Toni Collette, and Christoph Waltz's directorial debut. Let's take a look. Our first movie is probably the most controversial film in Mexico, called New Order, which tells the story about a lavish wedding being interrupted by protesters who declare war between the rich and the poor. Reasons for its controversy include the poor being depicted as darker-skinned bad guys, and its insults on feminism and other groups. Even director Michel Franco apologized to the public for his film. I can't imagine the anger, but I saw it as a real-life horror film with provocative scenes and well-acted performances.
Hey. Por favor, baja el arma. Ok, llévate lo que quieras, mira. Aquí está. Pero por favor.
New Order is an unforgiving look at a revolution gone horribly wrong, especially when we're given scenes of murder and abuse, and I can see why it was hated in Mexico, but it's also beautifully filmed and presented by Franco, who represents the fears and cynicisms of the upper and lower classes. Even if I don't always understand why the characters do what they do, the art direction is still sensational and the thrills are real and scary. If you can handle these kinds of movies, then check it out! Next up, we have Dream Horse, which tells the true story about a thoroughbred racehorse named Dream Alliance, raised and supported by a small community in Wales. Toni Collette stars as Jan Vokes, a bartender and grocery girl who comes up with the idea of breeding a racehorse and inspires her neighbors and accountant Damian Lewis to come along for the ride.
God, he's gorgeous, isn't he?
We need a name.
What about Dream Alliance? Is our dream, and we're all in it together, so Dream Alliance.
Dream Alliance! Dream Alliance!
Like all entertaining horse racing movies like Seabiscuit and The Black Stallion, Dream Horse has an affection for both the humans and horses. They have personalities of their own, and they care about the well-being of the horse. Collette does a fine job at portraying Jan, Lewis is fresh as the accountant, and Owen Teale offers some humanity as Jan's arthritis-stricken husband. It may be based on a true story, but you're still fascinated by its heart and challenges, so check it out! And finally, our last movie is a lukewarm effort from Christoph Waltz, who makes his directorial debut of Georgetown, which is based on a true story about a German widow played by Vanessa Redgrave, who marries a charismatic man played by Waltz and is found dead. Her daughter, played by Annette Bening, disapproves of their chemistry and accuses Waltz of murdering her, and we also learn that he was a general in the Iraqi Special Forces.
Why did you leave the house on the night of your wife's death?
For a walk. You're late. Do you remember your feelings when you learned that your mother was planning to marry Mott?
Shock, horror, disbelief.
He looks like he could be my brother.
Try to get to know him before you condemn him. She left him $250,000.
A few months ago, she disinherited him.
Am I under arrest?
Not at the present time.
Waltz does a stylish job at guiding himself and the supporting cast with some fine performances and the right convictions, but the story goes all over the place, and it's difficult to process the political world and complicated romance. It just jumps back and forth constantly. If Georgetown cut back on the convoluted narrative and told the true story like it is, it might have easily been a better film, so skip it. Now let's recap the movies I reviewed today. Thumbs up for the unforgiving yet beautifully photographed Mexican thriller New Order, thumbs up for Dream Horse, which ranks with some of the best horse dramas in history, and finally, thumbs down for Christoph Waltz's directorial debut of Georgetown, which has some fine performances, but not much else. I'm Christopher Zweig, stay safe and I'll see you at the movies! For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels. You can also read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and listen to my podcast reviews at newhdradio.com.